There's a president, his name was Abraham Lincoln. Who knows Abraham Lincoln? Yes, he was the president of the United States of America. Let me tell you, Abraham Lincoln did not have a nice life. Abraham Lincoln, where he grew, it was tough. Abraham Lincoln was staying in a cabin. Do you know what is a cabin? Just C-A-B-I-N. Abraham Lincoln, it was tough. He was a bearded man. It was tough at home. He was staying in a cabin. That was Abraham Lincoln. And Abraham Lincoln was good for nothing. They used to tease him and call him ugly. Hulle het gesê is lelik. Hulle het lelik van hom gepraat. Hulle het woorde gepraat wat lelik was. But Abraham Lincoln, let me tell you, he did his mathematics. You know where? He also did his mathematics on a shovel, a wooden shovel. He also did his mathematics on the ground. He walked miles and miles to get to school. That was Abraham Lincoln. But Abraham Lincoln, he went through the process of pain because he wanted to be something. By that time, slavery was high. There's a statement that Abraham Lincoln made. The statement says, God made man and man made slave. When the slave were auctioned and the slave was standing there and they would say 10,000, 10,000, 10,000, 5,000, 5,000, 5,000, 50,000, 50,000. One day Abraham Lincoln was walking with his father and he saw how the slaves, they were sold. And he asked Daddy, Papa, what's going on there? And he said, listen here, they are doing auction. And Abraham Lincoln said, one day I will hit that thing, meaning one day I will fight against the system. And he asked what he should do. They told him, you must be a lawyer. And he studied. What did he do? He studied hard. When Abraham Lincoln studied hard, he became a lawyer. And then he went in the process to be elected as a president. He won. When he won, the first thing he said, free the slaves. How did he become a lawyer? There was a pain in life. If you run away from pain, you'll never be great. If you run away from pain, instead of being great, you'll take a shortcut and you'll become a witch. You'll take a shortcut and become a wizard. Instead of being something, if you want to be a doctor and you don't want to take the pain, instead of being a doctor, you'll end up being a witch doctor instead of being a medical doctor. Why? When you take a shortcut, you run away from pain. Never trust somebody who does not embrace pain. Everyone that is greater has gone through the process of pain. Let's take Nelson Mandela, Rolihlahla Mandela, 27 years behind bars. There was a pain, but he burned the midnight oil and he was a lawyer. He did not take shortcuts. He faced the pain. If you want to be the best, if you want to be the greatest, face the pain. Don't run from the pain. Tell yourself, I go through the pain. Our problem is we don't want to face the pain. That is our problem.
Yes, Lord.
We don't want to face the pain. And anyone that doesn't want to face the pain will never be as great. Let's close our eyes and bow our heads.